What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about something which, a lot of people have questions about, and this is gear for a beginner drummer. And there is a lot of different stuff out there. It can be very confusing if you don't know what you're looking for. So we're going to take a look at some stuff today which I would recommend and give you some tips and advice for getting started on your drumming journey, because it's a very, very exciting time, and the price tag, I think, can scare a lot of people off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at some stuff. We're going to try and get you some ideas, get you a little bit more clued in as to what you should be looking for a beginner drummer. So what we're going to do is, obviously, we've got to start with the first thing that every beginner drummer wants, and that is a drum kit. So we are going to be looking at a couple of options because, not everyone has the room for an acoustic drum kit, or not everyone has the ability to have an acoustic drum kit. We're going to look at a couple of electric drum kits, and I'm going to talk to you about the features of them and why I think the one kit that I've chosen is better than the other kit. So let's take a look at those. So up first here we have the Alesis Nitro Max electric drum kit, which is currently on sale, 12% off. Not bad. So this is my recommended that I tell people to go for their beginner kits. It has, as you can see, it has your 4 drum pads, and the most important feature about this kit that I always say, if you're looking for an electric kit, get one with this feature, is an actual kick drum pedal with a pad down at the bottom. So this is super important because you're going to want to develop your foot technique, and having an actual pedal is really the only way to do that. I'm pretty sure the Alesis stuff is quite good. The Nitro kits, I've played a couple of them. So this is the Nitro Max. There is just the Alesis Nitro as well. Don't turn your nose up at second-hand ones of these, because they're still great kits, and most of the time, because they're beginner kits, they've not actually been used that much, or they've not been thrashed about. So they're great kits. They've got your hi-hats, you've got a crash cymbal, you've got a ride cymbal, you've got a snare, 2 toms, floor tom, proper kick drum, pad, and usually the assortment of sounds that come in the module are pretty great. Easy to set up, they're pretty compact as well, so very, very small, and they're not hugely noisy. So this one also comes with a Drumeo membership, so you can get some Drumeo lessons, which I think is pretty cool. Everything looks really, really easy to use, and the great thing about electric kits as well is they usually come in with a built-in metronome, which is the #1 tool I would recommend for beginner drummers, is learn to use a metronome, because it's going to be probably the most important thing that you do. So this is my top recommended electric kit for a beginner. Obviously, there's loads of other brands out there. If you can see second-hand ones, such as Roland or anything like that, 100% go for it. If it's the right price, if it's around this sort of mark, then you're doing good for yourself. Roland are the electric kits that I use. I've got my Roland sitting behind me here. I think they're absolutely brilliant. I did have the Alesis Strike Pro before this, but as I say, I have used the Alesis Nitro. It's a pretty good little starter kit. Can't really go wrong with it. So I'm going to show you an example of one that has that feature that I said to avoid, and it is the Donner DED 80. So I've seen a little bit about these kits here and there. They look pretty decent, honestly. I mean, this comes with absolutely everything you need. The Alesis up here does not come with a drum throne, so you need to bear that in mind when you're factoring up that cost, that you will need to buy a stool or a throne separately. But the Donner comes with absolutely everything you need, except you will see here that is just a pedal for the bass drum, which doesn't really allow you to develop the proper technique when it comes to sitting down at an acoustic kit. So I'm still the thing is, I still wouldn't write it off as a kit. If this £219 is more within your budget than the £351 of this one, I'm not going to say write this donor off, because any drums are better than no drums at the end of the day. As long as you can sit down, you can practice, you can have fun. Another good thing about the electric kits is usually you can plug in your phone or tablet or anything like that, and you can play along with songs that you really love, or you can play along with video lessons or anything like that. So there are advantages to them over an acoustic kit, but those are my sort of top tips when it comes to an electric kit. I've had a few of them. I had a Cat KT3, I believe, which had instead of having sort of mesh pads on them, it had rubber pads, and that was actually quite good as well. So the advantages between the two of them, I wouldn't say are necessarily too big. So if it's got rubber pads, that's absolutely fine. If it's got mesh pads, that's also absolutely fine. As I say, any drums, better than no drums. So, what do I think about acoustic drums? Well, if you've got the space for an acoustic drum kit, and you don't mind annoying your neighbors, or you maybe don't have neighbors, then yeah, an acoustic kit, perfect. So, things can get a little bit more pricey when it comes to an acoustic kit, because you're not just thinking about buying a drum kit. Usually they don't come with cymbals, or they don't come with a throne, or they don't come with this, or they don't come with that. It can, that's where the price can start to rack up a little bit. So I would recommend, first and foremost, look for some secondhand acoustic drum kits. It's the best way to go about it. You'll get the best bang for your buck out of that. Places like Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, Craigslist, stuff like that if you're in America. Look out for sort of brand name kits. So you're looking for Pearl, Premier, Tama, Mapex. You're looking for, every single other drum manufacturer has left me. Mapex are usually the one that you're going to get the most bang for your buck from, because they do a lot of beginner level kits. Pearl, also, if you can find a good export kit, something like that, fantastic first kits. That was my first drum kit. I had a Pearl export in red. I still have it, and I love it. And if you can get one of them, they usually come with everything. They've got cymbals, they've got a throne, you just need to get sticks. So let's take a look at some of my recommendations for if you maybe want to splash out on a brand new drum kit. The first one that I found, which was actually the best deal, in my opinion, is on this website, Gear for Music. And we've got the Premier Revolution 20-inch 5-piece drum kit bundle. So this is a bundle. This is everything you need. So this comes with your drums, it comes with hardware, and it comes with cymbals, which is absolutely amazing. That's exactly the type of thing. And for £499 and 99 pence, we'll say 500, you're not going to get much better than this. I will say that right now. 3 cymbals, hi-hats, and everything else you need. This is fantastic. Now, disadvantage of an acoustic drum kit compared to an electric drum kit is playability right out the box is a little bit less so than an electric drum kit. So you might expect that when you buy a brand new drum kit, it will come and it will sound absolutely incredible. This usually isn't the case. Drum kits are not tuned coming out of the box. So you have to bear that in mind, that it might not sound very great at first. However, if you're coming to a drum teacher, like myself, and you have bought a kit, ask for lessons in tuning. I do that with some of my students. I'll tell them to bring one of their drums in, and I will show them how to tune that drum, make it sound really, really good, and then they can take that home and they can work on the rest of the kit. And it's lessons shouldn't be just about the playing of the drums and the techniques and everything. You've also got to teach people how to maintain a drum kit and make it sound as good as possible, because the thing is, I feel like people are much more motivated to practice when what they're playing on sounds good. And I know I definitely am. So this, as I say, brilliant kit, 20-inch kick drum. What else have we got? 14-inch snare drum, that's pretty standard. Let's have a look at this view of it. Yep, very, very nice still. So it comes with a kick pedal, hi-hat stand, it comes with cymbal stands, it comes with a throne, it even comes with a pair of sticks. Now, the sticks that you get with drum kits are usually not very good, I will say that. But it comes with sticks, so, you know, that's an expense that you maybe can put aside until they break or they start getting a little bit worn out. And I have to say, the finish on it as well in the black is really, really nice, and Premier drums, you can make them sound absolutely amazing. A lot of people as well really like a crisp, thumpy bass drum. Usually an empty bass drum resonates quite a lot. What you can do is you can shove a pillow in it, and that'll do for now until you properly learn how to tune a bass drum. My bass drum only has a very, very small cushion in it that touches one of the drum heads, and then the rest of it is down to tuning. And yeah, I think this is probably my number one recommendation. For £500 for a brand new drum kit, you're not really getting better than this for the amount of stuff that you're getting. So, if that's maybe a little bit out of your budget, there are a couple of options here. So, this is the Gear for Music BDK 18 Jazz drum kit, and I really, really like the look of this kit. I think this, for a budget drum kit, looks amazing. I love the finish on it. I love the look of the drums, how shiny they are. It's just nice. What's not to like about this? It's gorgeous. I think it's an 18-inch drum kit, so an 18-inch bass drum, so it's a little bit smaller than your standard rock size kit, but that's absolutely fine because it's mostly about how you tune and how you play things anyway that gives you the sound that you want. So this would also be a really, really good starter drum kit, and it's £279.99 for a drum kit. Here's the thing, if I ever get to the point where I'm making money off of this, I will buy one of these drum kits and I will review it for you guys and I will show you how to make it awesome. That is something that I will do. And yeah, like, it's a great price. And let's have a look at it from the other side. So it comes, once again, with everything. It only comes with one cymbal though, that is the downside of this. So it comes with a little, from the size of that, I would say that's more of a crash cymbal than a ride cymbal, but it comes with a cymbal, comes with a stand, comes with a hi-hat stand, comes with a bass drum pedal, a throne, and sticks. I would absolutely love to review one of these kits, so if you guys fancy that, I don't know, maybe I'll start a, like, buy me a coffee or something, but like, I'd love to start reviewing beginner gear and stuff for you guys, because I think that would be a lot of fun. And it would give me a chance to properly get hands-on with the stuff that I'm actually recommending to you as well. But this looks like a great little kit. Once again, you can shove a pillow in that bass drum, give it a nice thumpy sound. I think it looks fantastic. Now, the thing about these drum kits is these are full-size drum kits. And sometimes when, especially some of my younger students, actually find it very, very difficult to reach the pedals. So, for all you younger drummers out there, you smaller drummers out there maybe, I have the perfect kit for you. And this is the Pearl Roadshow Junior. Now, these are beautiful. I love Pearl for making these drum kits. So these are half-size drums, essentially. Very small, quite compact. I've seen them in person at a drum store up in Edinburgh, and they are absolutely adorable. And they're just amazing. It's a trusted brand that has made a small drum kit for younger players to get into it. And this is not a toy. This is a proper drum kit for kids. And £333, you can't go wrong with that. For a Pearl drum kit, you really can't. Comes with your hi-hat, comes with a cymbal, comes with as a 5-piece configuration, so you've got snare, 2 toms, floor tom, and a kick drum. If we look at the back, look at that, you get everything you need. You get a hi-hat stand, you get a bass drum pedal, you get a stool, and you get sticks. Everything there right out the box. And that's the thing, this, once again, it's not a toy, it's a proper drum kit, and I get so excited when I see these because I think they're so cool. And I think Pearl is definitely the brand I would recommend. I'm a Pearl drummer, always have been, always will be, I think. And there's not a brand I would recommend more than these little Pearl ones if you're wanting to get your kid into drumming and they're really showing an interest and a passion for it. So, and it comes with a couple of different finishes as well. So, bear that in mind. But they're absolutely amazing looking and I love them. Now, we got to start talking about accessories, things that you will need as a drummer in order to play the drums. So, the first thing I always talk to people about, sticks, stick choices. Now, there's loads and loads of different brands out there. There's loads of different sizes and different woods, everything else. There's so much out there that it can be really difficult to know what you're looking for. My recommended is always going to be Vic Firth. I love Vic Firth sticks. I think they're amazing. These are the ones that I use. These are the Vic Firth 5As, which I have one right here. This is my handy dandy demonstration stick. It's a little bit chewed up, as you can see, but this is a Vic Firth 5A. I think the balance between size and weight is really, really nice on these sticks. They're a good length as well, and they are sturdy, and they last a long time. So, a lot of people, especially when they're starting out, will see something like this. And they'll say, oh my goodness, what a bargain. £26.99 for 24 pairs of drumsticks. And I fell into this trap as well when I was starting out playing the drums and I was at college. I was playing in a punk band at the time. I was, playing drums for hours and hours a day. And I would find every single day I was breaking like 2 pairs of sticks. So I was like, well, what's going on here? I was like, sticks are so fragile. I must be hitting so hard and everything. The truth of the matter is, they were just bad quality drumsticks. And that was it. There was nothing wrong with the techniques that I was using or how hard I was hitting the drums. It was just the fact that they were cheap drumsticks. So £26.99 for 24 pairs of sticks, or these 5As here are £11.80. The £11.80 pair is going to last you a lot longer than those sticks will. Those other sticks, the 24 pack will. So a good set of drumsticks is worth spending the money on, especially if you're an electric drummer. If you've got like an electric kit, a pair of Vic Firths, you'll probably only ever need to buy one pair unless you move on to an acoustic kit. You're probably not going to break them on that electric kit. On an acoustic kit, they do wear out, I will say that. You can see, let me get the demonstration stick again. You can see the damage there, that's off of the rim of the snare drum when I'm doing rim shots, and then up at the top of the stick as well, it gets a little bit chewed out from cymbals and whatever else, and it does start to wear away, but I don't think I've ever snapped a Vic Firth stick. I think I've retired them because they've got too chewed up and I've started getting splinters in my hands, but I've never snapped one, and that is a good endorsement for Vic Firth. So when it comes to drumsticks as well, there's different sizings. So there's 7s, there's 5s, and there's 2s. 7s are really, really skinny sticks, really, really lightweight, great for young drummers and sort of beginner drummers. Then 5As, 5Bs, those are your sort of medium-sized sticks. Your 5Bs are a little bit thicker than your 5As. I like the 5As just because they're a good balance, but I also really like the 5Bs as well. And then when you get into 2As, 2Bs, those are very, very thick, chunky sticks. And honestly, I only really use them for working away on a practice pad, because it's good to use heavy sticks for that to build up the muscle in my hands and my wrists. And then when I switch over to a lighter stick, it is a little bit easier. So my recommendation for this is go to your local music store and pick up some sticks. Hold them in your hands, see how they feel. Wiggle them around a little bit, see if you feel like they're a good fit for you, and if you can, if you can see yourself comfortably being able to play with them for quite a while. And I mentioned the next accessory here in that statement here, which was a practice pad. So this is the practice pad that I have. It is an Evans Real Feel, and I think these are absolutely brilliant. £24 and 13 pence. Essentially all this is a bit of wood with some rubber on it, and you sit and practice your rudiments on it. So your single stroke roll, your doubles, paradiddles, ratmacues, everything like that. And it's a good way, especially if you're, say, got an acoustic drum kit, to practice those without annoying everyone in the immediate vicinity. So this one, as I say, I would recommend this. It's absolutely brilliant. But as well, something like this. This is A-Star Music. £9.99. It'll do the job probably just as well. So there's a budget option for you there. Now, this next one really only applies to people who are planning on buying an acoustic drum kit, and this is something that as musicians we have to really, really worry about, and it's our ears, because drum kits are extremely loud. You're talking upwards of 100 decibels, and we have to look after our ears. They are so, so important to us in terms of any kind of music that we're doing. If you're planning on being in a band, you're not going to be much use if you can't hear anything that's going on around you. And also, from my perspective, I practiced for quite a while without looking after my ears, and I have tinnitus now. And that's just the way it is. So high-pitched whining all the time in my ears, and sometimes it flares up, and it's really kind of distressing at some point. So look after your ears is the best thing to do. So the first option we have is something like this. These are just earplugs, and they pop in your ears and you're good to go. They'll look after your hearing and they'll help you out. These ones come with a handy dandy little travel case, which is even better. Now, there is a caveat to this, I will say, because when I was younger, had issues with my ears. I am quite prone to ear infections, so putting anything into my ears is actually quite risky for ear infections and things like that. So putting anything into your ear, you will up your risk of an ear infection or a compaction or anything like that. So a compaction, you'll get earwax and it just gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back into your ear and creates a blockage. And sometimes you just have to go and have that, washed out by someone, or you can use drops or something to dissolve it. But that's essentially the only drawback to these sort of plug designs. But if you don't want to sort of deal with any of that sort of stuff, boom, a set of over-ear defenders. They look a bit daft, but you know what? If it's looking after your hearing, there's nothing daft about that. The drummer for Linkin Park, I've completely forgotten his name, wears these on stage, and yeah, he's awesome. So look after your ears. Over-ear defenders or plugs will do the job perfectly fine. Over-ear things are probably good if you want to have headphones on underneath as well, because then you can have your music, you can hear your drums, and you're still looking after your hearing, and you don't have to blast your music through your earbuds or anything, which is just going to damage your hearing as well. So there you go. And what have we got next? I forgot what was next. A metronome, of course it is. So I mentioned a metronome earlier. These are built into pretty much all electric drum kits. This is actually the exact metronome that I use, and I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's £21.99, and it is the best metronome I think I could have ever asked for. My wife bought it for me. Not only does it, I think it goes up to about 250 beats per minute, and it's absolutely great. It has different settings on it as well. So, for example, down here, look at these controls. You can't really see them because my face is in the way, but there's 3 buttons down here. You've got beat, you've got rhythm, and you've got voice. So this metronome counts for you. So if you set it to have 4 beats, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can set the rhythm, which you can see up the top on that screen there. It's currently doing some crazy rhythm there. I don't think mine does that rhythm, but it's just, I think that's just an example. So it'll count, and you can set that to say 8th notes, and if it's doing 4/4, be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it makes it really, really easy to practice along with, and it's just an absolutely great little metronome. I wouldn't recommend any other one than this, honestly, but any metronome is fine. You can even download a metronome app for your phone. So, you know, you can get them for free on your phone. You don't have to spend money on it, but if you were going to spend money on one, this is the one I would recommend. Right, I've got 2 other Amazon tabs open. Oh yeah, these are books. So, there's 2 schools of music that are really widely accepted here, at least in the UK. So first one is Rock School. So this is the Rock School drums. These are the brand new 2024 curriculum books, which I have and I teach. So they've got a great assortment of actual tracks. So there's people like Lewis Capaldi, there's Ed Sheeran, there's Nirvana in there, Smokey Robinson, there's a whole host of stuff. Miley Cyrus, a whole ton of, modern songs, as well as some classic ones to help bring those techniques in. Plus, each book has about 3 original pieces, which are for the grades and things like that. So, really, really good. They start at debut and they work all their way up to grade 8. And I think they're very, very well sort of paced for a learner drummer. And the last one, of course, is Trinity Drums, which is, I think, much more widely taught than the Rock School stuff. And they have a whole load of books out there. I mean, you've got your graded books, and then you've got the initial books. There are loads and loads of resources from Trinity Drums for learning to play. And learning to read sheet music as well is such a good skill to have. I would recommend it 100%. So, yeah. Those are kind of my recommendations for all of the beginner gear that you might need. That's everything that you really need to get started. Some of these are actually optional, so things like your practice pad, your practice pad, metronome, all that sort of stuff. Those are entirely optional, so you don't even really have to think too hard about buying them right now. But if it's something that you get serious about, then yeah, definitely look into it. So, as I say, guys, this has been really, really fun to do. I've enjoyed doing a little bit of research and finding some stuff that might get you started on your drumming journey. As I say, don't turn your nose up at secondhand gear. It can sometimes be an absolutely, diamond in the rough find. It's great. I sometimes do secondhand gear shopping on behalf of some of my students. So, I'm going to leave the video here. If you have questions about gear or anything like that, honestly, pop it down in the comments. I will try my best to answer them, because it's a minefield out there, and if you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to drums, it can be very confusing and also quite intimidating, especially when you start looking at prices. So, yeah, let me know any sort of questions, anything like that in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.